Welcome to Alicia Style, where elegance feels effortless. In a world that rushes toward excess, quiet luxury whispers a different invitation: to choose with intention, to let harmony speak louder than volume, and to wear refinement as naturally as breath. Today we explore 9 color combinations drawn from the old money palette, tones that have graced heirloom linens, sunlit villas, and the subtle glow of confidence passed through generations. These are not trends, they are heirlooms in hue. Each pairing is designed to flatter your silhouette, caress your skin, and shift how the world perceives you. Before you say a word, think cashmere against dawn light, silk that catches a breeze, tailoring that follows the body's own grace. We'll walk through everyday moments made timeless: the cafe terrace, the afternoon gallery, the evening fireside. Let these combinations become your quiet signature: effortless, expensive looking, eternally yours. You step onto the balcony as the first light spills over the garden, a soft cashmere cardigan draped over cream wool trousers. The air is cool, the world still half asleep, and you feel the gentle weight of tradition settling on your shoulders like an inherited embrace. This is the quiet confidence that lingers long after you've left the room. Dawn cashmere, a pale, warm beige with the faintest rose undertone, meets whisper cream, a tone so pure it reflects light like fresh milk in porcelain. The cardigan's ribbed texture catches the morning glow, creating subtle shadows that sculpt the torso without effort. Tailoring is relaxed yet precise. A slightly cropped length reveals the high waist of the trousers, elongating the leg and honoring the body's natural line. Cashmere brushes the skin with feather-light warmth. The wool crepe of the trousers falls in fluid pleats, moving like water. Together, they create a monochrome harmony that flatters every complexion. Cool undertones find clarity, warm ones discover depth. Others see simplicity and assume comfort. What they feel is the unmistakable aura of lineage. They assume cotton, but it's the cashmere's halo that speaks luxury. Screenshot this for your next sunrise errand. Pair with minimalist gold hoops and loafers worn soft from seasons of use. You walk into the morning cafe, the hush of linen against wood as you slide into your usual corner table. A faded navy blazer, structured yet forgiving, rests over an antique ivory silk blouse, and the room seems to exhale with you. This pairing carries the calm authority of a woman who needs no introduction. Antique ivory, warmed by decades of imagined sunlight, meets navy that is softened at the edges like a well-loved passport. The blazer's nipped waist and subtle shoulder padding create a gentle hourglass, while the blouse's bias-cut drapes across the collarbone in liquid folds. Linen weave in the blazer catches light in microchecks. Silk reflects it back in a muted sheen. Skin glows against the ivory, neither stark nor yellowed, simply luminous. Perception shifts in seconds. What reads as effortless errand becomes boardroom air. They assume jade Ecru, but the hand-stitched buttonholes whisper Seville row. Screenshot this for your next weekday meeting. Add a vintage brooch and carry yesterday's newspaper like today's agenda. You pause beneath the museum's marble arch, camel coat open over a pearl gray cashmere turtleneck and matching wide-leg trousers. Sunlight filters through skylights, and for a moment the gallery belongs only to you. This is inherited poise made visible. Camel, rich, saturated, yet never loud. Pairs with pearl, a grace so delicate it borders on moonlight. The coat's belt cinches loosely, creating soft volume that balances the trouser's dramatic sweep. Cashmere ribbing hugs the neck and wrists, a tactile reminder of warmth. Wool melton in the coat lends structure without stiffness. Light dances, camel absorbs it, pearl reflects it, and your silhouette becomes architecture. Every skin tone finds harmony here. Cool complexions gain warmth. Olive ones discover clarity. Strangers assume old money before they notice the absence of logos. They assume camel is common, but the coat's hand-graded hemline murmurs couture. Screenshot this for your next cultural afternoon. Swap the trousers for a silk midi skirt when evening calls. You drift through the farmer's market, sage moss linen dress skimming alabaster, knit cardigan tied loosely at the waist. The scent of rosemary rises, and colors seem to deepen in your presence. This is earthbound elegance, rooted, serene, quietly expensive. Sage moss, muted yet verdant, meets alabaster warmed by the faintest butter tone. The dress's square neckline frames the collarbone. Subtle gathering at the waist flows into an A-line that moves like leaves in breeze. Linen's slubby texture contrasts the cardigan's smooth stockinette, creating depth without effort. Light filters through the dress, revealing the knit beneath in soft silhouette. Skin appears porcelain against alabaster, alive against moss. Vendors smile as if you belong to the land itself. They assume farmhouse chic, but the dress's French seams speak Parisian atelier. Screenshot this for weekend wanderings, layer with a straw tote, and barely their sandals. You settle into the velvet banquette at twilight, Claret cashmere sweater slipping off one shoulder to reveal Ecru silk camisole beneath. Candlelight flickers, and conversation hushes instinctively. This is understated opulence for evenings that linger. Claret, deep, velvety, the color of vintage Bordeaux, meets Ecru silk that glows like camelot cream. The sweater's relaxed turtleneck contrasts the camisole's delicate straps, creating balance between coverage and allure. Cashmere drapes in soft folds. Silk catches light in liquid ripples. Tailoring is minimal yet precise. The sweater's side slits allow movement. The camisole's bias cut schemes without clinging. Complexions warm universally. Cool tones gain richness. Warm ones find sophistication. Diners assume private club membership. They assume red is bold, but Claret's depth whispers restraint. Screenshot this for date night. Pair with high-waisted trousers and heirloom earrings. You cross the cobblestone square, oatmeal tweed blazer over ballet slipper cashmere crew neck and cream wool skirt. Church bells chime, and your steps fall into their rhythm. This is scholarly chic refined to poetry. Oatmeal tweed, nubby, textured, the color of autumn fields, meets ballet slipper, a pink so pale it's nearly nude. The blazer's patch pockets and subtle fringe nod to tradition. The crewneck's fine gauge caresses like a whisper. The skirt's pleated fullness sways just above the ankle, revealing polished loafers. Tweed absorbs light, cashmere reflects it, creating dimension. Skin appears lit from within. Rosy undertones enhanced, sallow ones corrected. Passers-by assume old university money. They assume tweed is stiff, but the blazer's unlined construction moves like a dream. Screenshot this for weekend lectures. Swap the skirt for tailor shorts in spring. You lean against the library ladder, Espresso suede skirt brushing vanilla beans silk blouse tucked neatly at the waist. Dust motes dance in window light, and time seems to pause. This is tactile luxury made quiet. Espresso suede, buttery, matte, the scent of heritage, meets vanilla beans silk with the faintest golden undertone. The skirt's A-line falls mid-calf, suede's nap catching light in velvet shifts. The blouse's pussy bow ties in soft asymmetry. Silk drapes, suede structures, and the silhouette becomes sculpture. Warm complexions deepen, cool ones find grounding. Librarians nod, as if you're expected. They assume leather is loud, but suede's whisper speaks generations. Screenshot this for bookish afternoons. Layer with a camel coat when leaves fall. You glide through the garden gate, heather gray cashmere wrap coat over rosewater linen slip dress. Dew clings to petals, and colors seem to soften in sympathy. This is romantic pragmatism refined. Heather gray, muted, versatile, the color of English fog, meets rosewater, a blush so subtle it's nearly breath. The coat's shawl collar frames the face, belt cinches loosely for effortless shape. The slip dress's bias cut schemes the body, linen's texture preventing preciousness. Cashmere insulates, linen breathes, and movement becomes poetry. Every skin tone finds flattery, rosewater warms, heather balances. Gardeners assume aristocracy at leisure. They assume gray is dull, but the coat's hand-rolled edges murmur Mayfair. Screenshot this for transitional seasons. Add boots when rain threatens. You descend the staircase for the evening soiree. Midnight wool trousers pooling over moonlight satin blouse with quiet drama. Crystal catches light, but your presence outshines it. This is evening elegance distilled to essence. Midnight wool, deep, inky, absorbing light, meets moonlight satin that reflects it in silvered waves. Trousers fall straight from a paper bag waist, pooling softly at the ankle. The blouse's draped neckline reveals just enough décolletage. Wool structures, satin flows, and the silhouette becomes modern sculpture. Complexions appear porcelain against satin, mysterious against wool. Guests part instinctively. They assume black tie, but the absence of black speaks true wealth. Screenshot this for winter galas. Swap trousers for a column skirt when formality calls. These are your 9 color combos that radiate wealth. Old money aesthetic. Which pairing speaks to you most? Comment below, save this video, and subscribe to Alicia Style for more timeless inspiration every week.